guys, welcome to Chorale Music Matters. I'm your host JK, and thank you for the support you are giving us. We thank you very much. From the audience, thank you. Keep subscribing to the channel, comment, like the videos, and today we are privileged to have a guest. And to the guest now, introduce yourself.
My name is Mr. Nelson Indimuli. I was born in western region of Kenya, Vihiga County, a place called Bunyore. That is 43 years ago. I am married, a father of 3 children. In my career, I am a church musician and a building economist. So currently, I am the choral director of ACK St. Augustine Umoja 2.
Yeah, and what road led you to music and more importantly, choral music?
Okay, music to me, I consider it as a passion. That's one thing. And I cannot per se say what brought me into it because I just found myself in it. So I think it is God given. And since I was born, I think music has been part of me, especially church music, because I saw my parents sing in church, and I'm still seeing them sing despite their age. And at the same time, I personally am propagating the same. So I believe that it's part of me. It's passion actually that is making me be in this industry. Yes.
And was music the path you wanted to follow? And if not, what did you initially want to be or to do?
Okay, in life, nobody knows where you will fall at the end, career-wise. But I think we are guided by God. I don't think if I wanted to become a musician because of the career guidance I got way back. There people wanted me to be what they wanted me to be. That when you're going to school, you're told you must be a doctor, you must be an accountant, you must be an engineer, you must take a certain defined traditional career. And music has never been taken seriously as a career per se. So I think what we are doing now, we're taking music as a career and also as a supplement. Yes, not really as a career per se. Yes.
So, which traditional career path were you told to take?
Of course, I wanted to become an accountant, and I found myself becoming a building economist. But I'm practicing as a church music director. So that is how it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, coming to your musical journey, tell us about your journey in music, in your choral music journey, where it started.
Okay, I started my music when I was young. As I say, I saw my mother and father sing in church choir, and I was also part of that journey. So I believe there is a missionary somewhere who saw my talent way back. If I can recall, in 1987, he's the one actually who took me up, and made me who I am today. Actually, it has been a big journey. I thank Mr. and Mrs. Robert Moha from Canada, wherever they are. May their souls rest in peace. For they took me, and up to now, I'm still there. If they were alive, I'm sure they could still be supporting this ministry. But
So you started when you were young, and how did you get to know that it's choral music you want to go through with it and up to now?
Yes, this seed was planted actually in high school. When I was in high school at Starry Boy Center, I happened to be so passionate about school choir, and also the mentors were there, thanks to Mrs. Margaret Shirembe and partly Mr. George Waki and Mr. Franklin Etiang. They put me into that career, and I've never regretted up to now. So I can say I'm a church proud singer because of their mentorship. And secondly, I'll thank all the people who have been part of me, and they have actually whipped me into who I am. I'll thank Mr. John Muhando in Maragoli. He's a veteran retired teacher right now. He's one who mentored me mostly into sight singing, sight reading. And I'll also thank Mr. Mesha Konzere Mulongo of Masinde Muliro University and Mr. Jacob Otondo. Actually, those are the people who have mentored me into who I am. And in a nutshell, I'll also not forget Mr. Humphrey Kisia, for he has been a brother in criticism. He has really criticized me severally, and he's made me grow into who I am.
Yes. Yeah, and tell us some of your career highlights in your choral music journey.
Okay, the career highlights in my choral music journey. I think I started by training all ladies choir way back in my local church in the village, and I was placed position 8 out of 8 in the first competition I ever had. And actually, that one really brought me into it, baptized me into choral music, because from there it really made me think, if I can be placed position 8/8 and I'm a young boy and I've competed with gurus, how then it means there's a future over here. So I think from there I went in high school. When I was in school, I sang in the school choir, the duets, the solos, and used to get good positions even nationally in the Kenya Music Festival. And after high school, I sang in the Mumias Sugar Company choir, mentored by Mr. Lamek Litieka then. And actually, that was where I started being exposed to chorale. From there, I trained the Msire High School choir and brought it up to national level. And actually, that one made me now really believe, oh, so I can do it. Then I've been training school choirs since then church choirs. You must thank the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, because I've been in the PCA choirs for a sizable chunk of my time. Because if I can cumulatively do it, it's around 13 years with the PCA Church. I've also been with the ACC and S Church in Muranga for around 10 years. I've been with the ACK, Anglican Church of Kenya, and other churches actually that I'll not name. There are many. And I've been in the adjudication panel in church music festivals and school music festivals from the county levels, sometimes the region levels. So I think that is just a summary of my musical journey as up to now.
Yes, and as per what you're telling us, your story is all about, it's mostly in church music. And what I can ask is, how did you find yourself in church choral scene?
I found myself, yes, I was identified by a missionary. think the talent, if the talent was not identified then it could have died off, because I was more passionate about football than singing. But I thank God in everything, because wherever I am, I think I'll attribute that to God's doing. Yes, I cannot say that I'm doing it by myself, but everything I do it because I've put God first.
Yes. Amen. And how was the choral scene then, and how do you compare it with how it is now?
Okay, the choral scene then seemed more conservative. By then, I think, if what I believe is the conservative nature of the church made choral music to be more disciplined, and also the content of the choral music then in church was actually back to the old scripture ground. Right now, I believe there is more contemporization and modernity being brought into the choral music scene. Actually, the style of choral music right now, compared to what was then, there's some difference actually. And also the discipline in singing and the approach. Back then, it was hard to get people using instruments like pianos, because you could not make sense. And getting a pianist actually was not easy. But right now, we have those people.
Easier.
Yes, getting even a pitch pipe then was hard. Then people are using solfa notations. Right now, people are using stuff. So the current choral music industry has actually advanced as compared to then. But then the one before, way back, there was that discipline in singing more than what is there right now. Yes.
So, in what you're saying, discipline, can you just explain more about the discipline you're talking about?
Okay. I'm talking about discipline in the membership, the attendance, discipline in the setup. Yes. Right now, people are more into their stuff more than singing. Yes. They are more into they want to gratify their own souls, bodies, not souls. Yes.
Yeah. So people back then were committed
Yes.
to what they were doing.
And they were more passionate.
Yeah.
They were not doing it with another certain agenda. Yes.
Yeah.
They were not doing it with a certain return, for a certain return.
Yeah.
Yes. It was more voluntary than more of monetary reward.
Yeah.
But right now it's more of, give me some things, then I'll sing well. Yeah, I'll exercise my talent after at least I've seen some monetary return. Yes.
Yeah. So, any other changes you have observed over the years in the choral music scene?
Okay, right now choral directors are being remunerated well. Yeah, the institutions are really investing in choral music. Music is not just being taken now as anything, just as a laissez-faire thing to do. Even during worship, right now you will find church musicians, you'll find pianists being remunerated, you'll find even the singers being remunerated in some churches and all that. That's a step in the right direction. Churches are now investing in the libraries, choral libraries. Yeah, and actually, I'm happy about the investment and the seriousness being put in right now by churches towards the choral music industry. Yes.
And can you just tell us your most memorable moment, the best one which you can remember was the most memorable?
Okay, actually, my most memorable moment is the one that I had actually highlighted before, the one which I'd really put my all into it, and I saw that really, wow, And actually that group up to now, some it's still there. Some ladies, some have died. It was a ladies choral group that was the first choir that I ever directed. And when we went for the festival, the Carol Festival, I can't remember, we were positioned last. And I took it positively. In fact, I can say that failure is what brought some success in me. Yeah, without that, I could not have been motivated to. So I think that is the most memorable event that I've ever had in the choral industry.
And your not so good moments.
Okay, the not so good moment in my journey, I can remember a certain time when I went to Kericho from Nairobi to train a certain school. And when I went there, nobody could know where I'll sleep, where I'll eat. In fact, actually, after we had written the contract, they did not honor part of their bargain, and they did not honor the contract. So at the end of the day, because I take this as a passion, I directed the group to Kisumu for the national festival, and I went back to Nairobi without anything, being paid anything. So that is one of the worst memories I have in my choral career.
And even the head of the school didn't check up. Like
nobody ever communicated. In fact, the communication was that the head was transferred, so they could not honor any part of
because they were not part of the
yes,
contract.
Right? Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and what challenges have you faced through your journey in the industry?
Okay, some of the challenges I faced. Sometimes you might want to do something, actually do it out of your heart, but then you lack the resources. Lack of resources, and then sometimes motivation, and then sometimes maybe if people don't fit in the vision you have for the choral music, it becomes very hard. So I think those are the three challenges that I've had. Yes.
And what is one thing that people don't know about Nelson Indimuli?
Okay, Nelson Indimuli is a comedian. That's what I know. And also, I'm a very good silent script writer. Drama and musical scripts, I write them, but I cannot direct them. That's one problem.
But you can.
But I can write them. That's some of the things that people don't know about me.
That's nice. Now we know about you. You can consult on the other side. And what are you currently doing?
Okay, though I won't divulge the details, but currently I'm compiling my mother tongue hymn into staff notation, because the books which are there do not have the staff notation. So I'm compiling that into it. Yes, that is the work I'm doing right now. Yes.
And that's a project you are doing.
Yes.
And any words of wisdom for an upcoming choral director?
Be patient. Patience is the key to this industry. And also another thing is serve God when you still can. Because if God has given something, put something into you, please serve God. Yes.
Any parting shots for our viewers?
Parting shot for viewers: if you are a choral musician, please do not let your light not shine. Make your light shine. Sing. Sing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nelson, and I'm very grateful for having you here, and I thank you for giving us your time, and thank you very much, and God bless you. And to the viewers, we thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and any comment you are having, the email address for the show will be in the description below. Until next time, bye bye.